With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins. Ready to get us started here, Riley Patterson. And this one is underway here on EA Sports. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
We both know it's a league where they seemingly throw the ball in just about every play. But watching him perform last week where he threw 3 touchdown passes still caught my eye in a big way.
Still kind of the gold standard, 3 touchdown passes, isn't it? And for his efforts last week, AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
I can't wait to see what he does this week.
Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. Back to throw here. And his throw's going to be incomplete. When you look at this defense, they come into play number 12 in the NFL against the run.
I still crack up a little bit after we left our meeting with the defensive coordinator because I said to you, stop me if you've heard this before. How about him saying, well, first order of business, we got to stop the run. Of course you do. He's got a good unit, but facing the #1 rushing team, they have to stop that in order to have a good performance.
A good pickup there, 21 yards.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Gets this one to Hill. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. From the 44-yard line, here's second down and 7. They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
Yeah, they only allowed 13 points, and you can poll all 32 coaches, and I guarantee you they'd say, we'll take that every single week. But let me think about that for a second. Maybe there'd be one contrarian that would say, give me 10.
And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. Fourth down. And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right, and this will remain a scoreless game. Well, that opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
The home team's offense and J.J. McCarthy getting ready to go back to work. And he's been a real threat in the red zone and beyond. As you take a look at the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns by a QB, you'll notice he's worked his way into the top 5 at this point in the season. And he's going to take this one down to about the 46-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. That's into the hands of Edwards. So they'll get nothing out of that play. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3. Throwing is McCarthy. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. So they bring out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Quick hitter here, it's complete. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. They'll set up to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. This one good for a first down, and also that is catch number 90 for him now on the season. They'll drop to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Riley. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 14 yards and a Chicago first down.
Defensively going forward, they're going to have to watch out for him on plays just like that. It's a drag route across the field, and they're trying to free him up and let him run after the catch. That won't be the last time we see that play, and it works there to pick up a first down.
Now Gordon on first down. He'll get it across midfield down to the 49.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Third catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a first down.
Great job up front, giving their quarterback the time to let this play develop. They're going to send the outside receiver on a post toward the middle of the field, and then let their tight end come in behind and run a deep out. And this ball, right on the money.
Wide open receiver, complete. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And his guys have taken a first quarter lead. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you, along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look three weeks down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Here's 3rd and 3. Now McCarthy. Checked out and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. It's going the other way. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. So a first quarter fumble in the rain, and this isn't supposed to let up. They've had flash flood warnings just west of here, so they better get used to this.
And it's hard to do real early in the game because you're so amped up and you're trying to do so much. You've got to get used to it, though. You've got to focus in on the ball, make sure you're taking care of it. That one cost them.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And taken right on the 30. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return, and they will take over 1st and 10. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's in the midst of a very solid season, currently 2nd in the NFL in passing yards. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's French. Touchdown, Chicago! A big play there. 62 yards. And his guys get the quick strike touchdown. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Point after, right down the middle, and that'll make the score 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And just shutting him off there. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Haskins with a run to begin the drive. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's McCarthy. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Straight ahead, here's Haskins. And able to get this to the 31. When you look at this defense, they come into this one ranked number 5 in the NFL against the run.
Numbers don't tell you everything, but they do paint a pretty good picture. We're talking about 2 top 5 units going at each other. One in running the ball, one in stopping the run. I think this is going to be a whole lot of fun myself.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter down, it's our home team with possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. To the air with McCarthy. And this is going to be incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Patterson's kick is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD, and it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense has got to be searching for answers right now. It's been his ability to make plays on the ground here in this first half that's really giving him fits. Throw left side complete. That's French. His 2nd catch. This one not quite as dynamic as his first. And it's 2nd down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He finds his man. Complete. It's Riley. A 6-yard pass on back-to-back plays. Picks up the first. First down, Chicago. On play action, they'll throw. Can't get away, and he's taken down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
But that's what they have to do more of defensively, not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. They'll run it up the middle now. Gordon. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Out route to Hill, complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. They'll look to throw here. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Looking to throw. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. Back to throw. Sets up the screen to Gordon. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So he missed his first attempt, remember, but this time he gets back on the bike and knocks it home.
Yeah, and sometimes that first one can really impact you moving forward. It can just stay with you too long and affect everything else you do during the game. In this case, though, able to shake it off. He's riding high again.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Looking to throw McCarthy. And Gordon's got it. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. Now 3rd down and 7.
It's now 3rd down.
Looking to throw. McCarthy. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. From the 43, here's 2nd and 5. He'll look to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Riley. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
A gain of 12. First down, Chicago.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that will bring up second down.
At the 40-yard line.
He'll look to throw. That one out wide and intercepted. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Now second and 6.
Operating from the gun, McCarthy. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the defense. So they will set up shop. Excellent field position in the red zone at the 19-yard line. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
The Chicago offense set to get started. They've got the ball in a great spot here, already inside the red zone following that fumble recovery. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long. McCarthy operating from the gun. Dancing to his left. 5 yards that time out of the scramble, but now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. And taken right at the 35. A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return. The visitors' offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in this first half, it has resulted in a big play, as borne out by the numbers. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
He finds his man, complete. It's French. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. Back to throw again. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Hill. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. They'll look to throw again. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. This will go as an 11-yard loss there on 1st and goal.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. He finds his man complete. It's French. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. One more go for this offense in the first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
2nd and a couple.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it.
And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
He finds his man complete. That's Carroll. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
No surprise they decided to throw on 3rd down. A little bit of a surprise that they completed the pass and lost yardage on the play.
And they'll send out their punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. It's taken to the 26. It'll be a 39-yard punt. Give him a good 10 yards on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on 1st down. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you, too, in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll start up at Highmark Stadium, just outside of Buffalo, where you see the final score there. 28-7, your final score. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Jamar Chase, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. The Eagles trying to finish that one off and claim victory. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
In motion right comes Gordon. From the shotgun, McCarthy. And he comes back with one complete. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside. Haskins trying to pick it up, and he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Throwing is McCarthy. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 42-yard line.
A give to Haskins up the middle. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down. Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A gain of 13 and also the first down. Now McCarthy. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. McCarthy off the play fake. They'll go underneath to Haskins. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's second down.
At the 31-yard line.
And here's the give to Haskins. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Now, this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Well, I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. First down, they'll stick with Haskins. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great play there. His 7th rushing touchdown on the year. And his guys are able to cut into that deficit. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You could say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Here's a give up the middle. It's Gordon. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
At least this time he's getting hit after a positive play for his offense. The pressure was coming through yet again, but he certainly didn't stick around for the sack on this occasion. Found an escape route and ended up getting the first down before taking the hit.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. He'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Riley. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll bring up second down. Up the middle they go. It's Nelson. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be third and about a foot or 2. They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the third down conversion. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. On target over the middle to Hill. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. So another on-target throw, and that last one, Charles, going to put him up over 5,000 yards passing out for the season, and that is not an insignificant number.
Indeed it is not, because this is not a big list, and most of the guys on it, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Dan Marino, they either are or will be Hall of Famers.
Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll look to throw. Oh, they would have gotten a conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down.
Well, he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So 3 points, response there to that opening touchdown of this third quarter.
And that's an important 3, both in terms of adding to your lead, but also letting the other guys know you're not going to just come out in the second half and take over.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. Check down, complete to Haskins. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Running for it, Haskins. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first.
And that's why you spend a first-round draft pick on a running back. Not for just the fancy runs, but these dirty, gritty 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s. That's why you draft him.
Haskins now on 1st and 10. And gets by him, and now a little daylight. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 108 yards rushing for him now as he is finishing off the regular season with a bang. Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles, gain some additional yardage.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Another run for Haskins. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Here's McCarthy. And a quick throw here, that's complete. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
At the 15-yard line.
In motion, the tight end. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports as we're about ready to rock and roll for the fourth and final quarter. To the air with McCarthy. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
Back to throw. McCarthy. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right, so if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that 1st down carry.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Gets it to Gordon. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
That'll put him close to 100 yards receiving. He's at 98, and he's got a 1st down. The slot man in motion right. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. It's a slant to Hill. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
It's a gain of 10. 1st down, Chicago.
On 1st down, it's Nelson. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
2nd and 9 now. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Riley. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that will bring up 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1.
That is caught.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again. On first down, he'll drop to throw.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Makes it 2nd and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A 9-yard touchdown run as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
Well, I've heard you use the term put-away drive, and that right there seemed like the definition of a put-away drive.
Yeah, it certainly just pops right up out of the book, doesn't it? Because up 2 scores already, just wanted to possess the football, keep converting and picking up first downs. And if the drive ends in 3 points, that's terrific. If it ends in a touchdown, fantastic.
And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us. Because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second.
Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and this will be scooped up by the defense. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. Now the handoff comes to Gordon. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain. The offense on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury.
And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff. This is Gordon. And a short gain down to about the 33. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. You can really tell right now both sides have amped up the aggressiveness. That time the offense winning the aggression battle.
And the defense was obviously aiming for the football, maybe a little bit more so than the runner himself, and that's why he was able to break through and get the gain that he did.
They'll set up to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 9 yards that time.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
They'll run on first down. Nelson. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
49 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down fourth quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it out, and we've got them now.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago.
It's his 8th rushing touchdown on the year, his 11th overall.
As his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now, you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors, and maybe more importantly, a victory in the division, which always helps.
And on the road. How about all of that rolled up into one? Because how often do you see division games get decided by this much of a margin?
Yeah, they thumped them.
Yeah, they jumped all over them. In a division game, it's usually a touchdown or less because these two teams know each other better than most teams in the league. In this case, that didn't hold up. On the road, big margin, big victory. Oh, yeah, that flight home will be good.
So for Chicago,
they finished the regular season with another win. They're 15th against just 2 losses.
And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for the home team here,
it's a tough loss to take as they'll finish things off at 9-8.
But they've got better days in their future. Of that, you can be sure.